Alright, welcome back to Dubster Dive. And this time, we're covering a rom-com. Which I try to remember the last time we covered one of these. I know it's been a bit, hasn't it?
Yes. Also, there are no Satanists this time because nobody's not here.
Yeah, so if for anyone who's disappointed by that, I apologize. Wait, why am I apologizing? Anyway, this is recommended by KM, other random letters after that. Guys need to get easier names, man. But yeah, this time we're covering Aharen is Indecipherable, or Aharen-san wa hakarenai. Why? And yeah, I was alright. I enjoyed it. Did you have fun, Di? Yes? Oh, I get it. Yeah. So, yeah. If you've seen rom-coms before, you already know what to expect from this one. Especially the trope of, Maine doesn't know how to express herself very well and meets a guy who people are afraid to approach because he himself admits that he looks kind of intimidating with his appearance. Have you all seen Toradora Clan? Think a little like that, except Aharen talks way too quiet for anyone else to understand her. But, yeah. Well, I guess let's get into this. Aharen was a manga written by, Osato Mizu, and the anime was aired in April, was aired, of last year, 2022, by Felix Films, the people behind the Nekopara anime, and MF Ghost.
The fuck?
Yeah, okay. So go from slice of life stuff to a racing anime, sure. Also, I love how on dubbing Wikia it says the dub premiered in April of 2022, but the anime itself would air in October of 2022. So somehow the dub predates the anime itself by 6 months, according to this dumb site.
The classic.
Yeah, that makes fucking sense.
It's a time traveler.
Don't die. We don't need any more of that with our protagonist. It's dumb assumptions. With the dub coming out of Crunchyroll themselves. Yeah, it just says Crunchyroll. But it is dubbed out of TXAS. And, yeah, I already went over the basic premise at the top, so before we get into all the characters, animation!
Do you want me to say the thing? Because I could say the thing.
I know you're going to say it's better than Orient, but I'm guessing what you're saying is it's what you'd expect from a slice of life.
Yes.
That isn't...
but also yes to that other part.
How'd I know? Well, it is done by people who like to do cat animes, I guess. As far as the OST, it's about what you'd expect. Again, slice of life stuff. So, I mean, you get rap beats at certain points, and metal beats, because our main dude, character Rido, assumes at one point Aharen's listening to death metal, and that's what he pictures in his head. Well, let's get to why this is called Dubster Dive so we could just go over what all these characters are all about, including our dumbass protagonist, Rido. He's a lovable kind of stupid, though.
He just jumps to conclusions. Really dumb ones.
Yeah, so our ADR directors are Emily Fuhardo, Mark Allen Jr., Danny Chambers, okay, someone's an asshole, and Nazi Tarsha, that racist dude who attacked the Gundam Witch for Mercury casting. Do we really need 4 ADR directors for a rom-com slice of life that's only 12 episodes, by the way?
Yes.
Is that enough? With the script being by Madeline Morris, which I'll get to some of the dub script lines after we're done with everybody. So first, our title character, Reina Aharen, is voiced by Danny Chambers, see, told you. Nilu from Genshin Impact, Chise from Ancient Magus Bride, and Amiliko from Shadow's House. When are we getting season 3 of that, Die?
Never.
I want you to fly to Japan right now. Go to that studio and tell them to give it to us.
Instead, you're getting Demon Lord retry.
fuck. And yeah, since Aharen has to whisper a lot of the time, which you said there were no subs for her when she's whispering in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, and she has to talk extremely quietly. I'm sure this was a role that was probably a pain in the ass to do, because you have to be careful not to be an emotionless robot while also slightly emoting. So, the things that Brina Palencia are really good at doing. What, she voiced those types of characters all the time. If this were dubbed a decade ago, you know Aharen would have been her instead. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yes.
But Danny Chambers does good. I don't mind it. I think she does fine as Aharen. So, no complaints there. And yeah, as we mentioned before, Aharen has trouble projecting her emotions and speaking loudly.
Or just projecting her voice is the biggest part.
Yeah. Well, we have our next main character who's also has a little trouble kind of expressing himself. His whole thing is he just wants to make friends now in high school, because in middle school no one wanted to be his friend because of how intimidating he looked. But this time it's going to be different.
He's gonna make friends with the person sitting next to him no matter what.
Yeah. Also, Raido doesn't even have a last name. Should I just call him Raido Kuzunoha after the Shin Megami Tensei character?
I mean, his sister doesn't even have a name.
Well, he's voiced by Ben Bomasuita, Kave from Genshin Impact, Saber from Fate Strange Fake? Yeah, when I saw that one threw me off. And Jiro from More Than a Married Couple But Not Lovers. I like that show. Did you like that show, Dai? It was fun and stupid.
Yeah.
So fun it made me punch my mic. Well, we kind of got those. We got the 100 girlfriends who really love you. That's close enough. And Tenpuru. We're getting off topic. Anyway, I saw some people say that, from what I looked up online, Ben showed a little too much emotion for some of Raido. I think he does fine. Personally, though, I'm more into Ben's roles when he's over-the-top, insane, crazy, and gets to express himself a hell of a lot more. Like Kave, or Jiro, as I just mentioned. So I'm not used to his whole quieter takes on characters. But overall, I think he does fine. But, yeah, if you want to hear him at really good shit, I'd say look up Kave or Jiro.
Yeah, just you coffee saying out of it.
Yeah. I'm not, if someone's going to say, no, I'm not trying to shit on him as Raido. I think he does fine. It's just, as I said, it's a preference thing. I think he is way more free when he's acting over the top.
Over the top.
Yeah. So, I said a similar thing with Joe Daniels when we covered Scum's Wish. It's a similar thing here.
I mean, another character he plays that's more subdued and is Cats from Sugar Apple.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I'm not a fan of his subdued work as much as I am his over the top work. But again, that's just a personal thing. But I think he does fine as Raido. Speaking of Raido's personality, yeah, as we mentioned before, he jumps to conclusions all the time, and they are the most retarded, out there conclusions ever. And I could see some people getting frustrated at moments with how dumb his shit is. But I personally thought it was kind of funny. Like, what was one of his things that he thought Aharen was a trained assassin, and that's why she was so quiet, and he imagined her dressed like the chick from Kill Bill?
Yes.
It's so fucking stupid. And then, there's a moment where he sees Aharen's sister, and he's like, a bigger Aharen? Wait a minute, that's Aharen from the future! She must have come back to kill someone in order to protect the timeline. And it's like, how the fuck do you jump to these? And then when she's like, no, I'm just Aharen's sister, he goes, oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I knew that.
He at least realizes not to say half this stuff out loud.
Yeah. Also, I love how he's always like, I'm a master at this game, be it Reversi or Old Maid or any game they play. He's like, yeah, I'm a badass. He ends up getting his ass kicked. Every time without fail, usually. So, that's why I said, he's a bit of a ditz, but I think he's in a likable way. He doesn't go full course into retard territory where you get annoyed. Well, that's our two mains. Now let's get through some of the side characters. So next we have Oshiro, which when I first saw her name, I just thought of Oshinoko because of how similar it looks. Maybe because I'm
But
really...
she was
Look.
also in that.
Aha! See? Yeah, she was a Kane in that. Yeah, Kristen McGuire's who voiced Oshiro. Who's also Alice from The Duke of Death and his maid. I know people recommend that. I've waited until season 3, because might as well at this point. Season 3's coming mid next year or some shit. But anyway, yeah, so Oshiro is straight up stalker. That's basically it. She stalks Aharen because she's worried about her. Because she says Aharen is the one person that she could call a friend.
Deadly friend.
Although she's also too shy to just simply hang out with them a lot of the time. So she likes hiding off screen. Or off screen, you know what I mean. Don't they find her easily all the time too?
Yes. Aharen knows exactly where she's hiding every time.
But Dai, she's a hairstylist! In that moment where Aharen asks for a haircut, Rahida's like, you better be careful, or you'll make her hair look like a protagonist! So, you get Aharen, Yugi's hairstyle, fuck you, Phone, Gon's hairstyle from Hunter x Hunter, or, as Dai likes to call him, the most irrelevant Joestar's hairstyle, Josuke.
He got done so dirty.
I still really like JoJo Part 4, but yeah. Anyway, she's the over-the-top, complete opposite of Aharen in terms of just being over-the-top and panicky whenever she's confronted on anything. So, what's that? Next, we have one of the other students, Ishikawa, who's, I guess, supposed to be best friend Kun, but he really doesn't get that much.
Yeah.
He's voiced by Kevin Thelwell, who's Haruto from Am I Actually the Strongest? Zeus from One Piece, but his most known role, Boy and Beanie from Ep 88 of My Hero Academia. You know what that is.
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen a lot of ad voices when looking
Well...
But also, he's the referee of the Universe 6 tournament in Super.
He is?
Yeah.
I guess I skipped over that. If that's him, alright. Yeah, he does fine. The problem is Ishikawa is a character that doesn't leave much of an impression, because he doesn't really get that much. All we know about him and his, I guess, ship, from what we could tell, is they're both part of the sports club, and...
They're always hanging out together, so it's not like they're technically not even separate characters.
Yeah, and they just are part of the friend group that likes to somewhat ship Raido and Aharen. So... Just like, as we said, our next character, Hanako Sato, voiced by Veronica Laux, who's Shy from, Shy, and now from the Seven Spellblades. Again, neither of them do bad, it's just these characters don't really leave much of an impression across the whole show.
Even though they're in every episode.
Yeah. They're more or less, I guess you could say, reactionary characters. They react to stuff going on and what's going on with Aharen and them. But now, we're moving on to the teachers. And one of them is amazing, but first we gotta get through the boring one, I guess. Miss Miyahira, voiced by Tia Bout. Oh, okay, never mind. Maybe this teacher isn't that boring. Miss Becky from No Rin, see another teacher. And Yue from Arifreta. And, yeah, she's just typical teacher Kun who wants what's best for her students. She's not the main teacher focus. Oh, that's up next. Miss Tobaru.
Oh, no.
Voiced by Caitlin Barr, who's Cindy from Battle Athletes Victory Restart. I heard that show is terrible. Nomi, are you out there, man? And Hina from Bang Dream, when Sentai dubbed Season 2 of it, but nothing else because Sentai are totally not retarded. Also Natsumi from Data Live.
Name a company that isn't.
Tobaru is fucking insane. Every time she sees Raido and Aharen together doing anything wholesome or anything remotely shipping related, she jumps to conclusions in her head. It's like, oh, he's whispering to her to tell her all the stuff that she doesn't understand, and he's saying it so quietly so she won't get embarrassed by the peers next to them. And then she just says, how esteemed, before having a nosebleed. Also passing out from nosebleeds, too. How many ways can you fit the word esteemed into anything?
How much can you add to the end of Steam?
So extreme esteem! Oh, I give their interaction here an esteem out of 10! That's literal dialogue from her, by the way. And the class's perception of her is, oh, she just is, she's sickly, that's it. She just has an illness, so she'll occasionally just pass out for no fucking reason. I think my favorite joke with her, though, was she was at home imagining Raido and Aharen's shit. Was over-the-top imaginations, of course. And she passes out from it. So Miyahara shows up and says, well, when I found you, you were unconscious in your apartment covered in blood.
Yeah, what you're describing is a crime scene is what that looks like.
It's like, what? Because yeah, it's like, and every time Miyahara's like, Miss Tober, are you okay? Yes, I was just sucker punched by the esteem. What the fuck does that even mean?
You know, the esteem.
Also, are these two supposed to be a Yuri ship? Because I was kind of confused on that. Some of the scenes may give undertones of that. I'm not even sure. Well, whatever. K1 Bardo's great as Tobaru. You have to enjoy playing a character like this. I would think. I mean, would you not die?
No.
Well, that's because you don't have time. But yeah, away from the teachers, we've got the rest of Aharen's family, which are only in, like, an episode and a half, give or take? But fuck it, they're on the main cast list, so might as well. First, we have Eru Aharen, who's Aharen's younger sister, but looks older than her, because they went with that joke. Voiced by Natalie Hoover, who didn't go under her new name for this show and credited for some reason. Even though by the time this dub came out, you figured she would have. Who's Reina from Myriad Colors, and Anya Helsing from Rio Rainbow Gate. Remember that show, Die? Fun times.
You mean the walking disaster who was accident prone?
Yeah. Eru's the more serious, no-nonsense type. She basically is like, well, Raido, if I didn't like how you were, then seeing you hanging around my sister, I would take things into my own hands. She says this while holding a knife. So you already can guess the conclusions Raido jumps to. Then again, is he entirely wrong with these ones?
Also, why would you need a knife that long? Why would you need a knife as long as a fucking katana?
Yes. And the other one is Rin Aharen, who's Aharen's younger brother, voiced by Brittany Karbowski, Koshi from Mother of the Goddess Dormitory, and Misaka from the Certain franchise. And he's the opposite of his big sisters. He's overly outspoken and extremely hyper, etc. But again, only in, like, 2 episodes across the whole series, more or less. So I guess both of them do fine voicing her siblings. We don't get much time with them, really. Only a few characters left, then we've covered basically the whole cast. So next we have Atsushi, or Akun, who's a Shota that hangs out with Aharen and keeps calling her king every time she goes to the park. Voiced by Bryn April, who's Roka from Defrag, and Sachi from A Couple of Cuckoos. Poggers die! Every time I do that, I think Dai wants to punch me. Either that or he has an urge to slap whoever puts the scriptwriter put that in there. So yeah, She looks up, or he looks up to Aharen because he wants to be her apprentice because of how good she is at reversey and other shit.
All the games.
The best. And again, this is more of a preference thing. I don't mind Bryn April. I'm just not the biggest fan of her Shota voices because I still think you could tell she's definitely 100% female. But that's just a me thing, I'm sure. I still think she does fine. Speaking of which, though, we have his ship, Futaba, voiced by Jill Harris, who's Noelle from Black Clover, and Philomello from Ancient Magus Bride. Those characters look the same, die!
Yeah.
Jill Harris voicing a tsundere! Who would have thunk it?
What, is the sky blue already?
Yeah, she has a thing for Atsushi and is angry that he looks up to Aharen instead of her. So, you all could figure it out from there. So whenever Aharen tries helping out Futaba, Futaba does the whole thing. Oh, it's not like I am glad you helped me or anything, baka. So, it's just Jill Harris typecasting. Not much to really say on that.
Purposeful typecasting.
I know. And the last... I do remember her saying she had a lot of fun voicing Noelle and that she wanted to try voicing more tsunderes after that. And it's like since then, she's voiced more or less nothing but them.
Including in shot, yeah.
Yeah. Well, after that, we have Rido's sister, who's just named Rido's sister. That's a weird name.
The classic.
Voiced by Jalitza Delgado. I probably butchered how that's supposed to be pronounced. Remy from Horimiya, and Kanade from Beast Tamer. And, again, she does fine, but this character's also barely there, so...
She's more there than some of the characters with actual names.
Yeah, which is really surprising. Also, in Ep 2, she was replaced?
Maybe? Question mark?
By sounded like Kelsey Maher, who's Sakia from Love Live, Niji Saki School Idol Club. It's probably her most known role, honestly, from what I could look up. Again, that's a possibly thing, because the two of them, I honestly get them confused, I'm not gonna lie.
You do?
Don't ask. Occasionally I do. It's like when I hear them talk more, it's like, oh, never mind, I know who that is now. But the last one to go over is Aharen's dog, Nui! And he's also one of the teachers who doesn't even have a name. Voiced by Anthony Bowen. Okay, Bowen. Seiya from Cautious Hero. And, yeah, he's the dog. What the fuck do you want me to say? He makes dog noises. And that teacher's in...
It's not even the first dog he voiced.
Yeah, it's not. And he, the teacher is just... we could tell the PE teacher, I guess?
That's what it looks like.
Now, that's everyone on the cast list. So, I guess we could talk about some of the stuff with the dub now itself. Overall, I thought the voice acting across the board was solid. Did you have fun with it, Di?
Yes. I'm having fun.
But yeah. One of the dub-only lines is like when Aharen's trying to talk to Rido, and he says, What are you trying to say? Timmy's trapped in the well? We already brought up the Shonen Pro Tag thing. There's also, let's see...
That was a visual thing. That has nothing to do with the script of the dub.
Yep. Also, YouTube. They flat out say YouTube, and they got around it by using the letter U, then tube. Did you say the subs did that too?
I mean, yeah, it was written on the website in that way too, in plain English. So there's no changing it either way.
What did you think of Pokemon Co., a game that was really popular a few years ago? What? Even had a full parody fight where what you said was looked like a Charizard, except it was Godzilla.
With a pompadour.
So stupid. Also, you get Futaba yelling at Aharen, saying she's flaunting her money like a divorcee. They added the like a divorcee part. Damn it, it's so stupid. And yeah, there's other things too. Like Raido saying the school store is nothing more than a wretched hive of scum and villainy. At least we're referencing the good Star Wars films, Die.
Just like the dialogue wasn't even changed all that much from the sub. That's the best part about it.
Yeah.
Just add in a few words and you get.
Oh, let's see. Oh yeah, they also had a half an episode focused on fidget spinners too. Like a lot of the earliest show seems to focus on trends that were big for a while and then fell off. Including the one that I'm sure a lot of people are waiting for us to talk about, the rap battle episode. What the fuck was that? I remember everyone the whole episode, even his little sister.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It was just those three.
no, because didn't I know I think a couple of other characters got into it too for a split second. But yeah, I mean the rap is cringe, but that was the point. It was meant to be stupid and just
Yeah.
wholesome and fun or whatever. I think my favorite though was the basketball thing. You know, when Raido shouted "Kobe" when going for a shot, or "Boom shakalaka," and then Aharen goes "Welcome to the jam, whoop whoop." It's so stupid.
At least they kept it to references to basketball.
Yeah.
In the sub, it's just generic dialogue. There's no references or anything, as far as we know.
Yeah, so it again, it does have Western references. It's one of the times it's like I don't care if I get labeled a
It
slight
uses
hypocrite for
them
this.
appropriately.
Yeah, I prefer this.
sparingly.
Yeah, it's not like Part-Timer. Part-Timers got really fucking annoying. In here, I don't know, I didn't mind them as much. I thought they
So what happens
worked.
when you use them appropriately and sparingly?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you used basketball references during the basketball section.
hmm Well, that's basically it, though. I haven't seen anything on a season 2, which they did leave it open, but there doesn't really
Yeah.
need to be either with how it
They could
ends.
potentially have a season 2, which means if there's a season 2, his sister might actually have a name.
I'd figured she would have by now if, at this point if the manga kept going. I
At
don't
the
know.
point where she has more screen time than people with actual names, like all her siblings.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get more on the other students too. You know, Ishikawa and Sato. But if it doesn't get a season 2, it's fine. Show's fine for what it is. Oh yeah, they also have Toys Am Us was a store in this show, which that was dated back even when this dub for or the anime first premiered last year. Pretty sure Toys R Us has been long dead.
Yeah, it has. It died the way it lived.
Overall, I thought it was okay. This was an alright show. If you haven't seen it yet and you're into looking for a rom-com to watch, you could do a lot
If you want
worse.
a couple of days to kill, you're not gonna hate yourself for watching it.
Yeah.
You could be watching much worse. It's like Demon Lord Retry, am I right?
Yeah. But you could be watching better too, like King's Game.
Exactly. Wait.
As far as MVP of the dub, I mean, I really like Caitlin Barr's performance as Tobru, but that's because every time the character showed up, I was just dying laughing. Because the character's just fucking insane. But I think Danny Chambers and Ben did alright too. So, that's the only thing. Like, I hope if there is a season 2, we focus on some of the side characters more. Now that we got everything situated with the mains by the end of season 1. I think that's gonna do it for this one. You got anything else to add, Doug, before we get out of here?
Who's that Pokemon?
He did call it something. I forgot what the fucking name of it was. Wait, the Pokemon also had the Pokerap die.
I know, you're more of a fan of the Gigi-Rap, though.
Alright, I'll take the Pokerap. If you don't stop it, I'll end this with a cringy rap just for you.
No, it's quite alright.
Yo, 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 that was Dubster Dive, hosted by myself and Die.
God.
And on that note, getting out of here. So, hope you all died of that. Thanks again for watching. Hope you all have a good day, and let us know what you thought of this one.
Something.
And, yeah, next time we'll be covering our next recommendation, whatever it is. Still have a couple left. So...
And you'll know how good it was depending on if Nomi is there or not.
No, Nomi's not going to be on any more of these, actually, so... It's okay. I'm sorry to let Nomi know that. And the Nomi fans out there. But thanks again for watching, guys. Hope you all have a good day. Until next time.